Good morning, guys. Good morning, and welcome to FYI. Good morning. Happy Monday. It's the 19th day of September. We hope you guys are great. And to the technical folks who are on duty this morning, who work in the early morning shift, let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear out there. I see Beatrice Selby is here with us. Vashti Magnot is here with us, and all the other guys are joining up and queuing up and lining up. And we're so happy you guys are here. It's Monday, folks. It's Monday. We are past mid-month and we're heading to the month end. It's the 19th day, 19th day, folks, of September. It's been a good month so far. If I'm looking a little darker than usual this morning, I've been out in the sun over this weekend, and we're going to show. We've been out in the sun, folks. We've been out in the sun, pursuing the truth wherever it leads, gathering credible, valid information. We are so happy that you are here, guys, and I am happy to be here with you folks this morning. I see Sasha Trin joining us, Yvonne Daly. I see some other folks joining us as well. Guys, you know we say when you come, share the live, smash that emoji button. Loretta Argyle, Tomlin Yearwood Ben, and all the other guys who join us. We're going to ensure that we are doing the same from our end, folks. It's our privilege. It's a real privilege to be here with you guys this morning. To just have woken up this morning for yet another day to see the sunrise. We count it such a blessing. To be above ground, as we say, we count it such a blessing, and we trust that you folks have had a fantastic weekend. I had to put down a little powder because I'm so sunburned at the top. I'm feeling something in my eyes. We got to do what we got to do, folks. Good to have you here. Happy Monday, guys. Great to have you. Happy Monday. And if you guys know, Man's is usually here and is co-host with us on Tuesdays and Thursday. She really is not well this morning, and so she is taking the morning off, and wanted to take the morning off also to get well and to come back fired up and ready to go. Something is in the air out there, folks. A little flu is going around out there, so we want you guys to be careful. Jeffrey Smart, Felix, and Yvonne Daly, all the other folks. Please let us all stay well as much as we can. I know sometimes it's unavoidable because of the nature of the job, especially as parliamentarians, where you're meeting and interfacing with the public ever so often. It's just a hazard of the work that you do, that every time something happens like this, little truth in the air, you meet with people and you are the receiving end of that. But try to stay as healthy as you can, guys, and we're giving Judicial the morning off. Amanda is going to be back with us on Tuesday and on Thursday. And in the meantime, you have me to deal with lots to share with you, however, guys. Lots of issues making the morning papers, lots of stuff brewing out there, and then we have a big issue we're going to contend with. But we're so happy that you guys are here with us. We're here with you. I'm here with you. The girls are here in spirit with you. I'm certain that Rita is watching us even now and probably will show up in the comment section if she's not too, she's not too long to do so. But we're going to be praying for Dorita, speedy recovery from that flu she has, and we're going to have our Amanda, one and only, is going to be with us tomorrow morning. Guys, we got lots. I got lots to share with you folks this morning. Thank you for joining. FYI, it is such a privilege, and I'm going to pull up our screen so I can wipe my eyes because something about this powder, I don't know what is it, but it's going in the wrong eye. Guys, good to see. Another occupational hazard. Didn't want to keep you guys waiting too long as the folks were powdering my nose. I know a lot of nose to powder too. It's an awful lot of nose to powder, but we got lots of information to share with you guys. Just let me make sure I get it good. So I'm not embarrassing myself out here and on air, but we're so happy that you folks are here with us. And welcome to each and every one of you guys, wherever you beautiful folks are joining us from this morning. We really count it. Really count it a privilege. We really count it a privilege. Share the live wherever you guys are joining us from, and smash that emoji button as well. Credible, valid information. I see Laverne Joseph has joined us, and Jeffrey Smart Felix. I see Loretta Argyle is here with us as well. I see Tomlin Yearwood Ben. I got Tomlin with us. Ben the Prophet is here too. We see that Chinson Henry. I see Shannon Sicharan. Mohan is here. Good to have all you beautiful folks. Linda Thomas, not to be left out. Magna Barrow has joined us. Gloria Fraser is here too. Elizabeth Gaskin. Yep, I see Dexter Beard is here with us as well. I see Tomlin here with Ben. Did I call Tomlin before? Yvonne Daly is here. Linda Thomas is here as well. Good to see each and every one of you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome to FYI. FYI, folks. Forgive me if I said below the belter in the ring. It's just that kind of day. I'm trying to keep all the pieces, the moving pieces at my end together, folks. Paul and Hawk Kippins is here too. You know what? We trust you guys have had a great weekend. We trust that you guys have had a fantastic weekend. Some of you went to church. Some of you went to church. We're happy for you all. We hope you pray for us. We hope you. I came this close to church on Sunday. This close, but my little son, oh my Lord, my little son, Zayn, Saint Zayn. You got to remember this name, Saint, S-A-I-N-T, a hyphenated first name, S-A-I-N-T, and then Zayn, Z-E-Y-N. You got to remember this name, the Sunday morning. I did start Sunday morning while the family went out to church, and I'm happy for it. I'm happy for it. Good to see you folks, though, nonetheless. The Diamond Stars with us. I see Sharon Alfonso Evans is here too. Good to see you. What do you guys have this morning? I have a cup of black tea. I wish it were hotter. I wish it were hotter, but it is what it is, folks. Good to have you guys with us. As a matter of fact, not only good to have you guys with us, great to have you guys with us, as a matter of fact. Really, really great to have each and every one of you here, guys. Good to have you here. Pull up a cup of something with us. What you guys are having? Coffee tea, Milo tea, milk tea. Please let us know what kind of tea you beautiful folks are having today. What kind of tea? We fast, you are in all your business. At least for me, I don't like laying out business. Like that. Like that. All right, let me make sure I'm comfortable now. And again, guys, really glad to see so many of you as we see here on the live. So many of you on the live on a Monday. Really good to see you. I see Gwyneth Anderson has joined us. Beatrice Selby is not going to be left out. Y'all know Beatrice, always there. Pamela Fontenelle is here as well. Great to see you, Pamela. And Yolanda Thomas, good to see you. Drink more coffee, black. Somebody said things like it's true. Y'all know how much I'm taking milk now. Y'all know how much milk fetching. Good to have you folks. Lots and lots and lots happening. And I'm not going to waste too much time. Bush T, Facebook user says, things tight, but you know how things are. Mary Trim and all the other folks on front parts. Good to have you here. Troy and Joel, Troy Anthony, Troy Quincy Anthony, and Joel Ward and GT Boy. Good to have you folks. Lots of stuff happening in the pageant world, folks. A national recount in the pageant world. We're going to be talking even about that too. A national recount in the pageant world. Who knew? Who knew? And I feel sunburn, and I'm looking at myself in the monitor here, and I feel I see sunburn too. I see it. Penelope Howard, good to have you here, and Audrey Ward and Joy Ward, the whole Ward clan here. Yvette Madu is here, and Lauren Ogle is here as well. Guys, how are you doing? We trust you guys have had a fantastic weekend. You are energized, you're pumped up, you're fired up for this year, guys, and you are ready to go. We hope that's what's happening at your end. You're pumped up, fired up, and ready to go. We got quite a few things we want to share with you. A couple of things making the morning papers. And wow, folks, that is the greatest country on earth. You're gonna love it. I love it. It is the greatest country on earth. No other place that's quite like it. No other place quite like it. It is a great, with all the faults, folks. I can't lie. I love it. Greatest country on earth. Even Ramesar and call it Dublin. There's so much happening, guys. I'm happy you're here, and I see Beverly Grant is here too. I see Yvonne Ramesar. Good to have all you beautiful, wonderful folks. How was the day started at your end? We hope the day has started well, and again, folks. I can't say enough. I'm so happy and so privileged to have each and every one of you here with us, guys. Yep. And I'm fired up. I don't know, how else to let you know that. Fired up, and I am ready to go, folks. I trust you guys are ready. Quite a bit of information we want to share with you this morning. And folks, Karen Black, I see you there. Patricia Assan, I see you there as well. Paulette Hawk Kippins, I see you there too. Paulette Hawk Kippins. And we got a couple of things starting with the morning papers, guys. I really want to share with you. And first off and foremost, Ibn Ali says that he has been assured by Deodat Indar that he is not involved with the company Western Logistics. Is the company Indar's company? Has he walked away from the company as CEO? Was a director in the company? What was his role prior to government in Western Logistics and even during the course of governance? What has been Indar's role in Western Logistics? That is the big question. And lots of folks are saying that there is evidence to suggest that lots of folks are alleging that there's evidence to suggest that Deodat Indar has been a part of this company. And again, from the news we see this morning, Ibn Ali is saying that Indar has assured him, because this is the kind of government who will trust us. Right? Trust Indar and trust Irfan and trust Sharon Hicks and trust all the other folks, Trust him. He has assured him that he has not been involved in Western Logistics. Well, Anderson, Bridget, Campbell, he's not involved. I'm certain too. Sharon Hicks will tell them, trust me, I won't be caught in another sting. Right? I'll be better prepared the next time. I won't be caught in another thing. I'm very certain. Permanent Secretary P.S. Sharon Hicks will give Abraham the same kinds of assurances. And so he feels satisfied. Wow. He's satisfied so easily. So easily. What can we say? He feels satisfied by that. Even contrary to some of the evidence we've seen in the public space, in the public domain, that Indar has some kind of ties to Western Logistics. So, if Irfan says he's assured, who are we? Yolanda Thomas, who are we? Irfan satisfied. Yep. And folks, that's one of the issues in the morning papers that we are covering today, among some other issues. Yep. Greatest country on earth. The transparency body, EITI, is an international body, and Guyana has its own chapter. They're saying that the government is yet to comply with certain requirements in the extractive industry that encourages and promotes transparency and accountability. These are the folks, every chance they have. Oh, we're an accountable government. We're an accountable regime. We're an accountable people. We love transparency, we love accountability, and we have good governance. But the practice of it is so poor. The practice of it is so poor, and so this oversight body for the extractive industries, the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative (EITI), they're saying that the government is yet to comply with the requirement to publish contracts for sale for profit oil. They're telling us that they're going now to auction some oil blocks. And EITI, on the eve of that, they're telling us the little they should have done, they haven't done so as yet. Publish the contracts for sale of profit oil. Let us know what is happening. Open up the oil and gas sector for light, for transparency, for accountability, for good governance. Nope. Not so much. I'm certain. Ibn Ali is going to come out and say, you can trust us. You can trust us. we mean well for the oil and gas sector. You can trust us. I'm absolutely certain we're going to see that in very, very short order from Ibn Ali, folks. And that is another thing that we're tracking this morning that we see in the morning papers today. Yeah, them boys said, trust me, we mean well. We come into some pageant story a little later on. I see it here in the notes for the morning papers, but I'm going to go past it because I know that is one of the things that break this morning at our end. We see another two feel dead in both mishap. And again, we've said consistently across our platforms, the mayhem we see on our roads, the carnages, the same thing, the carnage of mayhem we see also on our waterways, and domestic violence, especially against women and girls. That is the other pandemic facing us, folks. Those are the other pandemics facing us. And so it's being reported here in the morning papers that two were afraid dead in both mishaps. And one of the reports tells us that two passengers are unaccounted for after both mishap en route to Bartica, Region 7 on Friday. It crashed into a beacon in the Essequibo River. It crashed into a beacon in the Essequibo River, and two persons are unaccounted for. And we're following that because one of these persons missing is related to someone who is very known to you and I, and perhaps we're going to talk some more about that during the course of the week. So I was hearing the intimate details of the accident over the weekend, and again, our thoughts and prayers go out to all of those persons who would have been part of this. I hope the folks who have been accounted for, they get the necessary help that they need, and those persons who are unaccounted for, our thoughts and prayers go to their families, and them too for safe return. And part of the notation here tells us that the boat mishap took place between 1845 and 1900 hours last Friday in the vicinity of Calf Island on the Essequibo River. Yep, there's where it went down. On board the vessel were 10 passengers, and among them was Daryl Romeo, or popular DJ called Magnum. The boat captain, Jeremy Blackman, told the police that he was trying to navigate around the damaged beacon located about 100 feet east of Calf Island, but collided with it instead. As a result of the crash, a hole was formed in the bottom of the boat and began to take off water. And as you know, as we said earlier, two persons are unaccounted for in that mishap. We gotta watch that, guys. We gotta watch that. It's almost like the fires of the people in this country. It's every day. It's boat accident, somebody missing, fisherman missing, something of that nature. For such a small society like ours, can be easy. GT boy, I see you there, and Roxanne Galway is updating us and said that the body was found just this morning. Thanks, Roxanne, for that. Naomi Jaka, we see you as well, and Paula Mattis, we see you guys too. Thanks for joining. Share the live, folks. Smash that emoji. But we all know how we do things around here. Don't let me gotta ask you, folks. Two afraid dead guys, and involved in that boat mishap as well was DJ Magnum. Just some of the things making the morning paper. And of course, we pray for all of those folks that were in that mishap, and especially for those persons who are still missing. We pray for their families and pray for them and their safe return. Now let's stay here now. A toddler was found in a trench, drowned. Our two friends just over the weekend. A toddler. The police on the East Coast are investigating the death of a 4-year-old boy who drowned with two friends. And his name is Shane Samuels. And the report we have here says that police indicated that the child died somewhere between 20 hours and 22 hours. And inquiries have revealed that the boy's mother, 38-year-old, is it Janelle Adams, a vendor also of the same address there, had asked her sister, right, Sheila Adams, who shares a yard with her, to take care of the son while she went to work. On the said day, at around 8 hours, Adams called her sister while at work, and she was told that her child was playing in the yard. The woman said that she called a second time, only to learn that the boy was missing. Later on, she got a call from a friend telling her that they had found Shane's body close to a trench. His lifeless body was later removed from the trench by his uncle. Yep. I don't know how folks do it, And let me preface what I'm going to say next by saying our thoughts and prayers go to their family. But I don't know how folks do it. Little children, got to be supervised. I grew up all my life hearing that children have to be supervised. You cannot leave children, especially young children. You hardly leave teenagers on their own. You cannot leave young children alone at any point in time. And we're still getting some updates on this particular report, but young Shane Samuels, dead, 4 years old. You can't take your eyes off children. Even if you're in a house, the doors are closed and all of that. As soon as children go quiet, you gotta ask, hey, what are you doing there? Why you keeping government? What are you all doing there? As soon as kids go quiet, you gotta call out to them. And then in a yard where there's a body of water, right? We got to be so careful out there. At 4 years old, Shane probably still on his mother's milk and gone like that. I saw one report with the headline, "Mother returns home to dead son." 4 years old, guys, 4 years old. We got to take better care of the young people that are with us, that God has gifted us, to bring into this world and to steward and to rear and care for. We got to be more careful. Again, thoughts and prayers go out to the family. Well, it can be an easy time for them. That sister who was left in care of this child, and then the mother who has to grieve with that child now. Can be easy. 4-year-old Shane, gone so soon. Folks, look over your children. Look over your children. Hold them in good closer. Carmilla and Yolanda Vashti Magnot. Sad story indeed, Charlotte Skit. A very, very sad story indeed. And folks, these are just some of the issues that we're following in the morning papers. Just let's look over these kids a little better than we have been doing clearly. Right, let's look over them, folks. Let's hug them a little tighter this evening. You have your chat. I know a lot of parents are parenting under intense circumstances. We got to make the best of it and care for them. Love and look out for them. Supervise them. If there's a child who's been entrusted into your care, don't take nothing for granted, Don't take nothing for granted out there. Nothing for granted. Nothing for granted. Moving on, folks. Moving on this morning. I think we're heading into the morning brew. I think that's where we're going. And quite a few things happening on the international stage. And I think there's where I want to start. As you guys know, it's Heritage Month. We come into a pageant just now. Share the live, folks. Smashed up. We come into a pageant just now. But it's Heritage Month, and we've been saying all along, we've been saying to go out there and support Heritage Month, go out there and celebrate Heritage Month. Reflect on our Indigenous brothers and sisters, how they came here and their lives ever since, be part of the culture, not only on this month, but every day. I have Indigenous blood in my vein. Yeah, I see how my head big and flat, my ears, things and so on. So, but I have Indigenous blood in my veins, my father, thanks to my father. So don't come down, be funny. Right? I got Indigenous blood in my veins, and we've been asking you guys to come out and celebrate with us. Leslie Williams and Pauline Hawkins, come out and celebrate with us. Happy Heritage Month, folks, and I hope you said enough that you guys really are moved to participate in Heritage Month in meaningful ways. You come into a certain pageant just now. Today's Heritage Month is also Education Month. It's also Education Month. And more, I hear some things out there. I hear, for instance, EFNRE out there, we got to really hold on to Education Month with both arms. And then, even with the pageant story, we got to educate, we got to educate. And Education Month is important, again, to reflect on where we are, those people who play a pivotal role in the sector, in the industry. You got a lot of private schools exploiting people out here, You got a lot of private schools exploiting people out here. But Happy Education Month, nonetheless, I just stick that in there. A lot of private schools out here exploiting folks. Right? One too many, if you ask me. A lot of private schools. Now folks contact us on various things at private school, but for want of verification, because we like to come out here, folks, with valid and credible information. Too many cameras now, forgetting which one to look into. So many folks out here reach out to us and say, this is happening, that is happening here. So like some private school only in it for the money. And I can hear some folks say, sure, that's like an oxymoron, private school only in it for the money. It's like a foregone conclusion. Private schools are in it for the money. And those administrators, principals, and owners of private school, you're going to do a little better. Some parents reach out because everything is money. Like the private hospitals, you go to every gauze, every syringe, every tile on the floor. You got a bill for it. They're telling us the private schools are quite like that. So I just wanted, as an outside guy, as an outside, I wanted to raise that. But folks, a couple of things that are brewing, folks, internationally. You think you guys are about Iran. This shocked us when we saw it earlier, because we thought we passed this era, but Iran, has a morality police. I think they even have a ministry in Iran. Some depends on the school events. Iran, Don't let me really sleep over that. The morality police in Iran, still going after women who don't want to wear a hijab or a headscarf or something of that nature. This activist we show you here was one such person. This activist, guys, was one such person who was detained for not wearing a hijab, and then subsequently died at hospital. And this has really sparked, let me see if I can call it the right way. It has rubbed people the wrong way. Maybe that's a better way to put it. And there's been protests in Iran over the death of Masha Amini. I want to do her name justice as we recognize her. Well, I love activists. Activists make the world a better place. And the reports tell us in Iran, protests broke out at the funeral of Masa Amini. Protests broke out, and there were folks who were shouting, apologies. There were folks who have been shouting, "Down with the dictator." That's what the folks telling us. At this protest, which kind of spilled over to other cities, "Down with the dictators," as a reference to the Ayatollah. Down with the dictators. Now I know they're going to want to put a quick lid on that, a very, very quick lid on that, knowing how coups and so on have been a part of that country's history. They're going to want to put a cap on that. Very, very quick protests. Down with the Ayatollah. They tell us even women have removed their headscarf, their hijabs, and so on in protest over the death of this young woman. She went without her headscarf, arrested, and then whatever happened during the course of her detention had to be taken to hospital and then died. And folks aren't treating that too. Like, can you imagine we live in a world where men are still hung up on women showing their hair? We're still there, folks. We're still there. And our thoughts and prayers go out to Masha Amini's family, her loved ones, and we say, we are all for recognizing religious freedoms and all of that, right? But I think there's a place for individual freedoms too. Individual freedoms, and we're learning the very hard way that a lot of folks still have not, are still there. Let me just put it like that. A lot of folks are still there, and that's one of the things we're following. Also, in the international scene, folks, we're still following the funeral of Queen Elizabeth. I know lots of you are glued into that. The funeral of Queen Elizabeth. I was on YouTube earlier and saw thousands of folks tuned into some of the YouTube channels that are featuring the funeral of Queen Elizabeth II, Queen Elizabeth the Great, as she's being dubbed now. And William and Harry and their cousins stood vigil recently. Our sense of vigil and theirs is quite different. I think sometimes we maybe can adopt a little bit of the English vigil, because like when some people come to vigils, they want to go home. They gotta make sure they got a little Korean routine. They gotta make sure they gotta make sure, when people come that way, then even without the cook up, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, people still downstairs crying. Once they get a routine curry, it's gone. But these 15-20 minute vigil and wait that the British people are demonstrating here, I think we could adopt a couple of these things. We could adopt a couple. And so we or those of you who are mourning, because I ain't want to suppose it's everybody mourning with the British people, but those of you who are mourning, we feel your plight, and we thought that we ought to report to you. I found it unique that you have these 15, 20 minutes vigils, right? You know, they got difference between rich people vigil and the rest of us, you know, pocket short, we pocket and tall, it's short. And we got 4 or 5 hours vigil, and these people got the world of money. 15 minutes, yeah, I better go home after. Don't think you're like money. You better be home afterwards. 15 minutes and you're gone. Lucky if you get some coffee. You're lucky you come by some people vigil, you want routine curry, you want chana, you want sauce, you want cook up, you want coffee, you want some Coca-Cola and all that. 15 minutes, you better meet home. You better meet home. Better meet home. You like it now? I introduce you out to Mr. Sitar. Yep. So that's one of the things we were following, folks. That vigil there with the cousins, Harry and his brother William, and their cousins standing vigil over the Queen's coffin. Yep, one of the things we're following. Another issue we're following, but this is in the Caribbean, and this is true Caribbean. You all know anybody who's successful. Anybody who's successful is a cousin and suddenly related to you. Once they're in the Caribbean, we gonna find a way. Right? To remember that Glenda Cox was a far cousin, her mother was Guyanese, her grandmother was Guyanese, and suddenly it's we and me too. But we were happy to rejoice with other CARICOM nationals, especially our Grenadian brothers and sisters, when we saw Glenda Cox won an Emmy. She's Grenadian, lives in the US now, won an Emmy Award as executive producer for the Lizzo show. We were extremely, extremely happy, right? Because good things can come from the Caribbean. Don't come wrong with like that. Good things can come from the Caribbean. But, and the reports tell us that Glenda spent her early years growing up in Trinidad and Tobago. You see that? True Caribbean woman. Grenadian by birth, as we said, and has won an Emmy for her work as an executive producer on the Lizzo Watch Out for the Big Girls show. The show won an Emmy for Best Competition Series, beating out RuPaul's Drag Race, which has won in excess of 10 Emmys to date. And so we're very happy. We're very happy for Glenda Cox. Respect and manners. Y'all know how we said late in the day. I know it's too early for me to say. Respect and manners. Glenda, respect and manners. Yeah. Once somebody get a little notoriety, suddenly it's family for us. Suddenly it's family. We don't waste time, Suddenly, everybody who's Cox is that. Yeah, it's your cousin from Grenada. It's a cousin from across town. I see some people now boxing back to the family history. Yes, your great somebody to come from Grenada and the name Cox. So of course, got to be family. That is how, folks, that's how us Caribbean people do it. And so we're happy. We're happy. And people do it differently in a lot of places. People do it differently in a lot of places. And the Cayman Islands is one of those places where they do it differently because they're having it with their speaker. They're not having it with their speaker. Folks are still getting some information on this one. Right? But like the tired with the speaker there, much like we tired with the speaker here, but they're taking a different course. The speaker was involved in an incident quite recently at a cocktail reception. I'm still trying to get the facts on what the incident is. Those of you joining in the Cayman Islands, send me the information, man. Send me the information. Those of you who got the information, send me the information. I see Clyde Miller say he has a teacher by the name of Cox. Well, she in this lady must be family. she got a family. Right? And Naomi is reminding us, folks, I don't like when Naomi come here to disturb us, And I don't like when Naomi come here to disturb us. Naomi is reminding us it's a National Day of Prayer, folks. It's a National Day of Prayer, so we have to conduct ourselves apparently with some degree of rectitude. It's a National Day of Prayer. Right? National Day of Prayer. National Day of Mourning. You see, Naomi, I told you confuse me. Naomi Jaka. National Day of Mourning for the Queen. See all trenches and so forth. Conduct yourself with some semblance of respect out there. So I'm telling you folks, before I was interrupted by Naomi there, that the Cayman Islands folks do it differently. They tied with the speaker. And the Premier of the Cayman Islands has asked the Speaker to resign. In a letter published on September 13th, General Anderson, out front parts, in a letter published on September 15th, and delivered by hand, the letter reads, Dear Speaker, in light of the unfortunate incidents at the cocktail reception held on Tuesday evening last at the Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman, and considering your history of similar incidents, in respect to some of which incidents, in respect of which you have existing convictions and an outstanding suspended sentence, this makes these latest incidents wholly intolerable. It is clear that your conduct is inconsistent with the integrity and decorum required of the Speaker of the House of Parliament of the Cayman Islands. It is my strong view, a view shared by many, that it is now in the best interest of the people of the Cayman Islands, if you were to tender your resignation as Speaker on or before September 23rd, 2022, as set out in Section 65(2)(f) of the Constitution. Yep, I tell you all, the folks there in the Cayman Islands, they do things different. Them boys, you know them boys, they would hook up the Speaker, promote him even, misbehavior. That's thing for promotion. Where we're from on this side of the Atlantic. Where we're from on this side of the Atlantic. Those things are things that promotions are made of. So the Premier of the Cayman Islands, regional news, he's asked the Speaker of the Assembly, National Assembly in the Cayman Islands, without your conduct is unbecoming. We tendered and tabled a no confidence motion. By contrast, in our Speaker, months ago, it ain't in the other paper yet. It has not graced the order papers as yet. Months ago, we tabled that motion. Months ago. We still waiting. Still hopeful. Still hopeful. Folks, you want to brace it over now. You want to brace it over now. Because it was a pageant locally overnight. This was brewed locally. There was a pageant. I made a couple hours ago. I'll take a sip of coffee here. I made a couple hours ago and folks, that pageant there, the Queen has been dethroned. Y'all know they had a national recount for the pageant? There was a national recount overnight. And Pauline Sukai has taken back the crown after the recount. Now this is very, very eerily familiar. Eerily familiar. Right? Eerily familiar. After the statements of Paul were tallied, the crown got taken back. Folks, didn't I tell you all? That Ghana is the greatest country on earth? The crown got taken back. I see somebody, this is what Steve Harvey going on here. It's what Steve Harvey going on. The crown, folks, the crown got taken back. And I'm referring to the Amerindian Heritage Pageant. Let me get to the notation now. The Amerindian Heritage Pageant, which was held a mere couple hours ago, 24, 25, who's counting? A mere couple hours ago, and the Queen, Amber Andrews, a beauty, folks, she's a stunner. She got dethroned after the national recount. Right? She got dethroned. Yeah. She got dethroned. Apparently, Amber got a credit in her life. Right? And she called it named Pauline Sukai. Pauline Sukai, if she called it. She got dethroned. So she enjoyed the crown. And the ministry put out a statement, folks. The ministry put out a statement On the recount, the ministry put out a statement of the recount. Right? The ministry says it understands the judge's decisions are final, but over it's like this country, the constitution final, but right, the constitution final, but it's only PP1. Right? The ministry says the judge's decisions are final. Folks, we are now being made to understand the judge's decision is not so final after all. That's the constitution in this country, only PP. However, the statement says we wish to point out that the judges, however, we wish to point out that the judges' score sheet were tabulated incorrectly by the tally clerk. The judges' score sheet were tallied incorrectly by the tally clerk, which resulted in erroneous figures, which has affected the outcome of the announced results of the Amerindian Heritage Pageant 2022. Right? But we thought if figures are incorrect, you go to a pageant, you do a pageant petition to the High Court. We thought you'd do a pageant petition to the High Court, and only High Court could overturn the results. Right? So Pauline acting as Claudette and Roxanne in one. Right? Pauline is judge, jury, and executioner. We think this thing should go to the High Court, but no. Pauline said the tally clerk added it wrong. We have max problem in this country. We got a max problem in this country, though. We got a max problem in this country. The tally clerk added it wrong, which resulted in the erroneous figures. This is according to the Ministry of Indigenous Affairs, right? Where Sharon Hicks hails from with the sting operation, with the contracted $200,000 a month bribe. Same ministry. They went to the news just last week, but they had enough. They come back. More figures. So they have pitched out Amber Andrews, and they're telling us here that those figures by the tally clerk, Mingo, has led to erroneous figures. It's Budu now. It's who? It's Vishnu Prasad. The tally clerk, erroneous figures, folks. Oh my Lord. We can't even count some pageant figures. That's how you are telling me. How we know we get the right money for them isle out there? How we know that? If the pageant numbers we can't count. According to the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs, I like it as Indigenous Affairs. And the ministry announces here that last evening, it was announced that Region 5 emerged as the new Heritage Queen, while Region 7 placed first runner-up and Region 4 placed second runner-up. Region 6 placed third and Region 8 placed fourth. In fairness to the delegates, a thorough and accurate investigation auditing, also known as a national recount, a thorough and accurate investigation auditing. Right, so the judges were audited. Right? They are auditors in themselves in the pageant. Now they're being audited. So this national recount of the Amerindian Heritage has now put Region 7 on top. Right? Remember Region 8 had won this pageant. Region 7 on top. Region 4 first runner-up. So these couple of things were tallied. Region 8 now in second runner-up in third place. Oh, Father. Region 8 now, Region 4, how is it a problem? Region 4 now second runner-up. Right? Region 8 is now third place. From Queen to third place. My Lord. Region 8 in third place now. Region 5 in fourth place and Region 6. There was Region 6 there. Right? So they had a national audit, folks. And this is where we're there. This is where we are. So the pageant chairman, Sukai, came out and did another declaration. Folks, it's what country we got. One country we got, right? One country we got. So Pauline, come out and add it over. Come out and add it over, folks. And now Region 8 is in, Region 8, folks, is in third place. Region 8 is in third place. And the new queen from Region 7, Christy Emma Rambarat. Christy Emma Rambarat is the new queen. And I hope the numbers hold, because by tomorrow could be a different story. The auditors could be audited by some higher power. The new queen is Christy Emma Rambarat. The new queen. Christy Emma Rambarat. Folks, the queen has been dethroned. Long live the queen. The queen has been dethroned. Long live the queen. Yep. And that is one of the first things that brewing this morning we thought you ought to know about. You see, overnight, while men slept, you had a national pageant recount. Folks, I'm seeing all the sunburn. My parents, we had a national pageant recount. Chinsing Henry, Chinsing said big money involved. Chinsing, if you know the inside, so please share with us so we can share with others. I Candy Lisa, Naomi Drucker, that's how it went down, the national pageant recount. You can't blink in this country, you miss but 50 issues. Can't blink. Some of the other things brewing. I told you all, Education Month, you got to take stock of where you are on your education journey. And I hope you're fun doing so. Because some of the things leaving your fun mouth, I don't know if it's befitting a head of state. I don't even put a fund to audit a pageant for fear of similar confusion. Anything goes right on the PPP. Anything, a little pageant. Oh, a little pageant. But they're from telling us this morning that the Chancellor and Chief Justice will be appointed in due time. But there's choice of words here for me. The Chancellor and Chief Justice will be appointed in the appropriate time. And here's a quote attributed to your fund. Folks, share the live where you're joining us from. Smash that emoji for us and partner with us as well. Who vex lose. The notation tells us here that while stating that the acting Chief Justice and Chancellor are working and the country is not in a crisis, Ali would not commit to a time frame for the substantive appointment, but hinted that the Judicial Service Commission would first be set up. Here's what Ali said in his own words, according to Starbuck News, and I have no reason to doubt Starbuck News. Ali said, we don't have a Judicial Service Commission as yet. You can't look at an entire judiciary without having a holistic solution. Always. That's the one we feel with everything. Holistic, because they got a word like that. So let me say very clearly, at the appropriate time, the matter of Chancellor and Chief Justice will be brought on the agenda at the appropriate time. When is that, only he knows. You have a Chancellor. You have someone performing the duties of a Chancellor right now. How do you think I was sworn in? So condescending. How do you think I was sworn in? Who swore in the President? It is the Chancellor, the acting Chancellor who swore to present. Right? So I don't know. It's not like the country is without a Chancellor. Wow. That's the whole President, you know. It's not like the country without a Chancellor. Wow. Can you imagine that? Out front parts? Can you imagine? Sure, you can imagine. Everyone said that. It's not like you're without a Chancellor. What are you allowing for? How do you think I get swearing? It's like he just left Mecca. How do you think I get swearing? It's like without a Chancellor. Somebody like that could be president of a whole country, another producing country. It's not without a Chancellor. You see how you know, the kind of flippant way in which you talk about these issues. Unbecoming, folks. Totally unbecoming. Beatrice Selby, Yolanda Lover, and Joseph Carmela, totally unbecoming. It's not like we got a chancellor. Those women served this country faithfully in the law fraternity, served this country, bright, and should be appointed Chief Justice. Yana Cummins Edwards, Chancellor Yana Cummins Edwards, and Chief Justice Roxanne George Wiltshire should be appointed to the substantive post. But Avon has no intention. Avon has no intention of appointing two black women to those high offices. And I want to thank Nigel Hines for that very powerful post he wrote yesterday about black people in this country, where the economics are concerned and the marginalization. Avon has no intention. Has no intention. You see, they think they're there for the next 100 years. So they're going to wait out the Chancellor, and they're going to wait out the acting Chief Justice and the acting Chancellor till they retire. And then they can point, they're going to appoint their yes people. That's the plan. That is why he can point to no time frame. The time frame is when they retire. That's the time frame. When they retire, that is the time frame. Unfortunately. Right. But as we begin this Monday morning, let me leave a devotional quote for you. Right. Man is a point, you know the rest. Man is a point, and then other things has happened. And so you have some eminently qualified women here who have risen through the ranks of the judiciary to serve as acting Chancellor and acting Chief Justice. And but want of the texture they hear, the color of the skin, right? And their perceived political persuasion, perhaps, they're going to stay in a holding pattern. They're going to stay in a holding pattern. While that being said, you know, there's always action on the government front. There's always action on the government front. Former Auditor General Alan Gulsuran, he's saying the government failed in its public duty, in its duty to the public on the award of the CARES contract. That's what Gulsuran telling us today. He said the government failed in its duty to the public. In its duty to the public to ensure what? To ensure that the right people who can do the work get the contract. And that's another issue. Avon has been very flippant and very flippant and high-handed. Another issue. How the thing went to the procurement board or the tender board, and the tender board met its recommendation. What do one cabinet do? You know who he reminds me of? Joffrey from Game of Thrones, that young, obdurate ruler, Joffrey. He reminds me of Joffrey. Every time he opens his mouth, he reminds me of Joffrey from Game of Thrones. He comes to cabinet. What do we do? That is not the disposition of a president. What do we do? He come to cabinet. What do we do? And then always want to point fingers and blame somebody else. Well, former Auditor General, he said there was a duty the government had to the public, due diligence and all of that they failed. Yet another failing. Right? And then the tender board said, oh, of course, you know the default mode is to go back to something APNU said or did or some omission. Right? And we had former Minister David Patterson over the weekend pointing out that the National Public Tender and Administration Board was aware of the issue of CARES engineering since 2015. So we can't come and say they didn't know. Nobody didn't tell them that this company did a pack of nonsense with Cato Secondary School. That's the most expensive secondary school in the world. $1 billion plus. Former Minister David Patterson said they knew MPTAB, the National Public Tender and Administration Board. They knew. Right? And nobody said Kears can't eat. Kears can't eat a mecca bread and eat. Right? But there's a way in which you got to go about, what do you call it? Rehabilitating yourself after you've had such a blunder like the K2 secondary school. But them boys don't care. Them boys don't care. And today's Sabbath News editorial is on the very subject matter, which is encouraging the administration, Lindsay Small, encouraging the administration, right? Encouraging the administration to put the damn contract on hold. Put the contract on hold. Put the contract on hold. That's what he's encouraging. That's what Sabbath News editorial, very strong editorial this morning. Put the contract on hold. So it's not just after AFC or AFC and David Patterson, you got former Auditor General. Is that be blind? Is that be wrong and PPP right? Put the contract on hold. Relook at it. Folks, but if you know the PPP, the more you say put on hold, is the more they're marching forward. Is the more they're marching forward. That's what I want to tell you. Put it on hold where? For who? No. That's them boys take it, March forward. So I'm going to say put the thing on hold. They're listening. They're hearing. That's why we need economic, social, political, economic conundrums we will encourage you, because them boys are listening. Them boys are listening at all. And I told you, I did a lot of speaking over the weekend. You remember this issue? You remember this one? Guyana for Sale? You remember the documentary by Vice News that premiered on Showtimes? You all remember this documentary, Guyana for Sale? Oh my, I just saw someone in the comment section say, Sue. Who's Sue? That was the big. This put us on the map, folks. This put us on the map. Y'all know we got with me in the fun. With oratorial skills and so on. We got with me in the fun. So it was Guyana for Sale that put us on the international map. Put us on the international map. Well, everybody was quizzed about that over the weekend. He said it hasn't affected our image internationally. That's what the fella said. He said it has not affected our image. So they call him Sue Capri-Bagger now. I don't know if that's a new business they've given to him, because you all know Sue got a lot of business. Sue into fuel, he into real estate, he into logging, he into timber, he into minerals, he into everything. Now, even he's a carpetbagger now. So like Sue into carpets. Sue into carpet manufacturing and packaging. He's a carpetbagger. According to Irfan, Sue is a carpetbagger. And he says the country image has not been affected. No. No. Everybody internationally who saw that video, who Sue? Oh, Sue? Sue is my friend. This fellow was here a long time. And then you see Sue in the living room. Sue handles all the agreements. Sue handles all the arrangements. He has our support. I am on the side of the government. He's in the private sector. He has all our support. Whatever Sue wants. We all saw that. But Irfan Ali tells us today, this good 19th day of September, he said our country's image has not been affected by Sue Gate. Sue's a carpetbagger now. You see, I tell you, I'll just promote you. Once you do nefarious things here, he's a carpetbagger. They give you a whole carpetbagging company now. Right? And I see Marlene the Young asking an important question: what's too soon? What's too ever found, Marlene? Let me start there. Because remember, John Gay was looking for Sue to serve him with the papers of eviction and the court papers and so on. Was he ever found to be sued? We got to start there. You know, we see this administration go after a lot of people in a very ferocious way. But for a man who has sullied the image of this country, right, allegedly defamed the vice president, it's like another day. You don't see the SWAT team breaking into Sue's bedroom and all of that. This ferocious SWAT team that went up to the Essequibo Coast, Dartmouth, and destroyed the life of our Boston's family, destroyed his life too. You don't see that? No. They're looking for Sue. Whenever he comes, man, you don't worry. No big thing. Whenever Sue comes, no big thing. Everyone says Sue is a carpetbagger. Remember, same Sue that had all the support. Sue that had all the agreements. He carpetbagging now. I don't know if that's emotion or promotion, but he's into carpetbagging now. And while we're on that front, while Sue has all the support and Sue handles all the arrangements, you know who don't have the support? You know who don't have the support? Some folks in my colony who are telling us this color you're seeing here, right, is the quality water coming through the taps. It's filtered, they're trying to filter the water. They say the water coming with this color, and they're telling us it stink. It put the stink in wicked, stink, and dirty. This is the water color in my colony. They say it polluted and smelly. And they wonder what happened to the oil money. That's like my tongue. They wonder what happened to the oil money. They say the water polluted and stink. It's smelly. They wonder what happened to the oil money, good folks. Why don't tell them? Well, are you why tell them? Right? Well, are you why tell them? They wonder what happened to the oil money. And that's what's brewing up that side. My crony. You know what's brewing? My crony is still region 4. You know what's brewing? Like Carrier region 2. There's a brewing in region 2. You remember them David Granger buses that used to carry school children to school? Well, the folks in region 2 telling us the buses are not being used for the intended purpose. They spotted some of the buses over the weekend ferrying, they call them trench cleaners, not school children. While school children in this country are struggling to get to school, they say the government are using the David G buses that belong to the state now to ferry not school children to get to school in time. They're transporting the trench cleaners in region 2. Leon Gouvenin, Lester Williams, GT Boy, Marcia Fordyce, Marlene the Young. You see that? That is what they're using the buses for. And that's what the residents tell us there is happening in region 2. Good people, in region 2. Right? They tell us that's what's happening in region 2, while region 8, 4, and which is the other one? Fighting for pageant queen. The bus in region 2 transporting the trench cleaners, folks. But we're heading to the big issue this morning, guys. And heading to the big issue. The government oppressing the poor. I told you I was sunburned because I was in the sun, obviously. You can't really shade and get your sunburned. Where you got boots on the ground? Right? As your battle scars, sunburn. And you all know the thing they write in the car, you know, the sunscreen right there. But when you hear into story, God do it, God, the government oppressing the poor in this country. The regime, the administration oppressing the poor in this country, folks. They are. The question we can answer for y'all. They're oppressing the poor. We went to Success last week. Showed you what's happening there. Independence Boulevard. Showed you what is happening there. Just last evening too. Showed you what's happening here. Dog food people in this country. It's what people be shutting down. Not the cocaine houses. Not the big fishes selling the cocaine and so on. It's dog food people getting harassed. Trying to ply a trade because when visitors come, they sweep the dust out of the carpet. And because they got cricket here, that's what they tell us. But before we get to the dog food people, let me circle back to Independence Boulevard in our Boys Town. And that project the government is doing there, an enhancement project they call it. And the residents say they have no trouble, they have no problem with the enhancement project. It's the way in which the administration is going about doing it. You all know when we went into Independence Boulevard last week, just after I left there, one agent run out. He left the Bible study and he run out to do a live about me being in Independence Boulevard and talking to the residents there. And he says, that's true what they're saying. They care about them and that's why they're bulldozing the houses. That's why they're bulldozing the houses. One of the things we didn't show you folks is an interview we did with a woman that is dubbed the container lady. She literally lives in a container. And where they're doing this enhancement project, the claim is an enhancement project. It's not one of the risk business friends they're trying to sell the land to. The claim is an enhancement project they're doing. This lady is right in the path of the project. She lives in a container. In a country that has become one of the wealthiest countries in the world overnight. She lives in a container. Right? They're harassing poor people in this country. Money government for the big ones at the top, but poor people they're harassing. Listen to her in her own words. Listen to her in her own words.
Well, Mr. Vigil come and say that he give you half an hour. Then he pass back and say he give you 3 days to move. If we can't move, he can bulldoze down with body. And I want Mr. Ali see this. Mr. Ali, I know you're a good man. I know that you know that Mr. Vigil treating me the way like this. The vice president, I know Mr. Jack Leo is an alright man. And this will coming to me right now, I know that the VP must be in our vice and check what's going on. Mr. Vigil and Mr. Rupsum Ben tell a lady up the punch and she living in a little hut. She got 3 options. It's either she go in the Palms, the orphanage. They don't really care about poor people.
The morning, Mr. Vigil come and ask me how I get here. So I turn and I tell you that my husband uses to work with Mr. Thorn. Thorn had a container right away around here, so we living in Camp Street first. And after then, he asked me if I know here is we gotta move from here. So I tell him yes, that I know that I gotta move. And then, but truly speaking, I didn't hear when he says Palms. The girl was going there, I hear she say, Vigil says Palms. But when the reporter come, something like this, she turned and said that you want to go to the Palms or the health shelter. I said, no way, me want to go there. Then she turned and she said that if they find some way properly for put me, if I would go, I said yes. But no Palms, no health shelter. Because me in holiday invalid, me bedridden. Why we come here is through a house problem we had and the man they carry to court. And we had to move from Camp Street. And after me, gentlemen, they with Mr. Thorn running this organization here. Mr. Thorn said, come and stay here.
Ma'am, how long have you been living here?
About 20 to 25 years.
You live in a container.
Yes.
You know, we have a country now that is wealthy. We get a lot of money from oil and gas and so on, but from oil mostly now.
Yeah.
You know, you live in a container, ma'am. And you're saying that you need somewhere better
Yeah.
if they're gonna move you from here.
Yes, but the what they call the people Cheryl, what they call the people what does look after this construction?
The folks on the ministry, yeah.
Yes, well they tell me that they won't trouble this container unless if they get somewhere for me. Up to yesterday, the foreman or the contractor come and tell me that up to this morning, one of them come and tell me that so that they everything in the hands of the people, the minister them.
And just you alone living here, you don't have any kids or so on living here?
It was me and me gentleman, but he died couple months ago. A year. He died the 24th of July.
Last year.
Yeah. So from since then, it's me alone living here with good neighbors around me.
Ma'am, we're very sorry for your loss and we hope all this works out for the better
Yeah.
eventually, you know.
But if they find some way for me, I don't want to go nowhere far from me neighbor them because I had an accident, right? And this on this left side, this whole left side here, so. And then they put in steel from a hip right down to my knee. And the steel now they giving me a set of abscess. And from since then they take out the steel, I can't walk a distance. It's some little children over there, my neighbor children them. If I want to send them in the shop, they would go. If I call Cheryl, well, she's my main source. Because when my husband died, I didn't have nobody, and she was the one in and out, back and front, to and fro, where I can't go, she go. So she's the main one for me. Yes, the girl tell me that if I like to go to the Palms or the health shelter, I said Palms. I said no way.
Yep. The Palms, no way. The Palms, no way. And that's just one of the folks we spoke to out there. That's part 2 of our coverage of what's been going on there in Independence Boulevard. The container lady said, no, I want to go to the Palms. I don't have an invalid. Yeah. The PPP and one Jill. And like Jill had a big week last week. He had a big week that led into the weekend. Because over the weekend, we also spoke to some folks at the DSL Junction and Mandela Avenue, where the East Bank Road and Mandela Avenue intersect. DSL Junction, they sell dog food out there. There are other vendors out there as well, but it's the vendors in the night who sell the dog food. He seems to have a problem with it. Like, you don't like dogs. He like man's best friend. He take over. He don't know how to barking now for the people. He needs a pet bull. So he like dogs and so on otherwise. He's a little competitive that way. And the folks out there, the dog food vendors, they said they got a right in this country to they want to make the real side hustle because things tight. They spoke with us last evening, guys. And this is what some of them told us. Last evening.
We was selling we dog food and nobody coming in farmers that we cannot sell here. Just after 6 then just come and say, yeah, I gotta remove. And I asked them if we can't sell out with food for tonight. At least this can't keep. Because vendors sell all day. I come and reach vendor all day selling when I come for sell my dog food. Soon as these other set vendor gone, they come to harass the dog food vendor. And that is not fair. You allow vendor for sell only. And want no vendor around the turn. Other vendor sell only and why we can't sell when we come for sell. Other vendor things not spoil. Them have things, other things not spoil. They could put it and come back tomorrow and sell it. But we dog food can't keep. We dog food got to sell out. We dog food can't keep. We want to sell out with dog food. They said no, we can't sell it. Okay, we and lock we up.
And what were the police giving you as the reasons why you can sell out here this evening? All of a sudden, what reasons were they giving you?
Them getting cricketer coming in and cricket, no vendors must be around. But cricketer come and make them money in and gone away. We got enemies, we got suffer, we got work. Nobody ain't giving we nothing. I'm a single parent. Nobody, no government, nobody ain't coming and giving me a $20. I got work for get, I got pay me rates and tax. They will try me out. I got pay light bill, water bill. I got mine myself. Nobody helping me or giving me nothing. All I coming and telling you get your name on the list for election and election and election. Them ain't doing nothing for nobody. All the rich are getting rich and the poor are getting poorer. We hustling for we daily living and they want to throw away we little bit that we making. What we must do? We got to sell. You know, when we sell it and find somewhere else and put we for sell with our food. I got to sell. I can't work. I'm a patient. I can't do hard work. I have 3 complaints. I can't say it in the public. I cannot work hard. I cannot work hard. I cook in this little dark food and come out and sell for daily living. I ain't going and do no wrong thing for no money. I walk in, I do the honest thing, forget my little money. That is all I want, justice. I want to sell my dark food. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Very angry vendors here, folks, as you can imagine, because quite suddenly the police came and tell them if they don't move off the scene here, they're going to get locked up. They say there's cricket on. They want, they don't want people to see we got vendors selling dog food in this country, and they want them to move, and they threaten them if they don't move. The young lady, as you heard, said she had some of her stuff confiscated already, almost got into a tussle with one of the policemen there. I want to invite one of the other young ladies who vend out here to come and tell me what happened this evening in her own words. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Well, my name is Kelly, and I'm a young teenager growing up, right? I work as a self-employed. I work on my own. There's my own style. Well, the police never give us no information, no note, nothing that, well, you can't sell here or not. So when I came out here today, I saw all the stands that were out here gone, and everybody selling on a small table. So when I come out here, I tell my father to send out my table so I could sell. All I see, patrol van came out here with a couple patrol motorbike and come and telling us that we cannot sell here. Everybody have to move. And if you don't move, they will be forced to take our table and throw it in the van, and we will be rushed to the station. So I say, well, I don't have a problem moving, but I want to know where else will you put us to sell. Everybody's out here. Everybody got to live. Okay? Which is very bad for us to move from here. No, the customers don't know where else we will be located or not. I asked the police if we could go forward. They say that no, nobody's not to be around here, but I'm hearing that the minister stating that we should move from here. But I asked the officer why we can't sell out our dog food that we brought out today. And we can study where else to go. He said, don't business, we need to move from here. We can't sell here. So I tell them I will move. And they were rushing to a seller out here, telling the police them that let us get our table up and throw it in the van. And they pulling and tugging at the seller, and they will not stop pulling her with the table, so they just put it down there. And the young lady says she will not move because they don't know where else to go. I don't know where else to go. And this is where I well known for selling. I don't know where else to go. I tell my customers before, if they want me to go forward, they want me to go over by guide track, they say, no, you need to stay here because we don't know where else to go. And if you go forward, it's in the middle of the road, you will have to stop. And I don't want to obstruct the traffic, so it's best you stop here, pull in the car and sell. And they're stating that it was a no parking zone because I was out here very long. Okay? and no stopping sign was here. All of a sudden, I come out there, no stopping sign there. Then they come out, they're telling people they can't sell out here. Or if you want to stop obstructing the traffic, you pull into the corner and sell your dog food. Even if you have to let your customers them to drive around the corner and stop to get the dog food, you do that. But I come out today and I was surprised because this is very bad. Poor people and always stay poor. They want the poor to beg. I don't know what else they want us to do. They want the youths to must go and thief. They get shoot, they die, they're happy. But they don't know what the parents feeling inside. Right? And I as a young person growing up, and I don't want to face them. It's best I come out on the road, do me little hustle, make me money, go home, invest it more, and establish it. Right? I don't want to be like the rest of youths on the road doing what they're doing. Some dying, some corners, some stealing, some doing drugs. I don't want to be that person. I'm a young person growing up. I'm only 19. And this is me small hustle. Right? Thank you so much.
Thank you as well. You heard it there. Young lady says she's 19. There's her small hustle. She don't want to be like the Dunstock. She out here hustling, innocently, and that's the result. The folks said they can't sell here. They're trying to move them off, and they said they're on orders from Edgil. They're on orders from Bishop Pastor Edgil. And the young lady said she's surprised. Well, I'm surprised too because I find these days Edgil name calling plenty. I find Edgil name calling plenty. I'm gonna read a psalm for Edgil. I find so. Right? I didn't want to have to do it, but I feel like I have to read a psalm for Edgil because I find these days his name getting called a lot, and not in any good way at all. Not in any good way. And it's a terrible thing when somebody like Edgil, a man who claims to be of the cloth, wants to oppress the poor. It's a very, very terrible thing. And so the folks here saying that they're here just getting a hustle, and this is the result of it. You heard the young lady,
Yep, that's the result of it, folks. That is the result of it, and that's going to do it for us at this end this morning. Elgin name calling plenty and for bad reasons. Woe unto them that oppress the poor. Woe unto them. The good book tells us that oppress the poor. We're going to be back at 12 with our podcast, and then the final show this evening at 8 for the day, folks. In the ring, below the belt at 12, in the ring at 8. We're going to see folks back. Share the live. Smash that emoji button, guys, and partner with us as well. You all know we got Zelle and PayPal, Cash App, MMG, MoneyGram, Western Union, all of your convenience, so that our programs can keep going on. That's going to do it for us. Have a great, fantastic day. Go ahead and be great, folks. That's our time. That's our program. Stay safe, Yvonne McPherson and Bernadette Duncan, Naomi Drucker, Gwen Anderson, Quincy Cruz and Maureen Carpenter Williams, all you fantastic folks there around the world, the Caribbean and Guyana. Stay safe, guys. That's it for us in this end. Stay safe.